Section 72 of A Guidebook of Art, Architecture, and Historic Interests in Pennsylvania. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Tatiana Chichilla. Section 72, Cameron County. Formed March 29, 1860. Named in honor of Honorable Simon Cameron, state senator at that time. Situated among the spurs of the Alleghenies, altitude varies from 794 feet to 2,100 feet above sea level. The Cinnamohoning Creek and its tributaries drain 3/4 of the county into the Susquehanna. Along these waters, roads were cut and towns built for the extensive early lumbering and tanning operations. Primeval forests of hemlock, oak, cherry, elm, and some of the finest white pine in the state. Beds of coal and fire clay still await development. Salt Spring and a mineral spring of rare medicinal value are near Sizersville. The county is now largely given up to the manufacture of high explosives, nitrogelatine, smokeless powder, gun cotton, picric acid. In 1915, there was a merger of 4 powder companies who created a plant of vast proportions, over 100 buildings, extending from the ridge of Emporium for over a mile along the banks of Driftwood Creek. Emporium, county seat, population 3,036, incorporated 1861, altitude 1,031 feet above sea level. First settled in 1811 as Shippen, name changed through deference to an old tradition. In 1785, an agent of the Holland Land Company, owning large territories in Pennsylvania and New York, removed the bark from a tree where the town now stands, and carved the word Emporium. A typical mountain town, the streets follow the winding way of Driftwood Stream, or climb the mountainside where magnificent views of scenic grandeur await the beholder. Best architecture, the Episcopal Church, brown stone, English chapel design, Cram and Ferguson of Boston, architects, built in 1901. Other denominations have modern brick buildings. The large brick courthouse, built 1890, is in a park on the hillside overlooking the town. In the grounds is a monument to soldiers of the Civil War. Cameron, in 1889, 100 coke ovens, beehive design, were built here to coke the coal in the nearby hills for the blast furnace at Emporium, now abandoned, and today mountain wildflowers bloom along the row of silent hearths. Sterling Run, in this quaint village belongs the honor of the first church in the county, Presbyterian, the Pine Street Church, erected in 1826, so called in consequence of the old Pine Street Church, Philadelphia, contributing funds to pay the workmen and buy the windows. The lumber and much of the construction being donated by pioneers. Built of hewn pine logs, chinked with plaster of moss and mud, and fastened with hand-wrought nails, this little chapel endures, while those who shaped it sleep in the little churchyard at its threshold. Driftwood, near the Crescent, a half-moon-shaped mountain forming sides of the valley for nearly 3 points of the compass, claims the first settlement by white man within the county in 1804. In the center of the village, facing the Cinnamohoning Creek, is the Bucktail Monument, in memory of Cameron's sons who fought for the Union, erected by the state in 1908. Inscription: From this town on April 27, 1861, the Cameron, Elk, and McKean County Rifles, under leadership of Thomas L. Kane, afterwards commanding officer of the regiment, later a major general, embarked on 4 rafts for Harrisburg, where they were mustered into the service of the state and formed the nucleus about which the Bucktail Regiment of the Pennsylvania Reserve Corps was organized, which, during its time of service, was almost continuously attached to the Army of the Potomac. Cinnamohoning, Stony Lick, site of an Indian village called the Lodge, the battleground of Peter Grove, the famous Indian fighter, a picturesquely beautiful spot. Here was born the beautiful Claflin sisters, Lady Cook, Tennessee Claflin, and Mrs. Martin Woodhull, Victoria Claflin, now a wealthy philanthropist in England. Their father, Buckman Claflin, a pioneer, opened the first store in the county in 1829. End of section 73.